You're in a meeting. Someone adds another task to your plate. Everyone looks at you, silence. And you can feel the pressure to smile and say yes. That's not confidence. That's social pressure. Typical mistake. People try to sound nice first and clear second, and the second that happens, the boundary already starts collapsing. So instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm really overwhelmed this week, and I've already got a lot going on, but maybe I could try later if things calm down," say, "I can't take that on today." That's it. The more words you add after a no, the more people hear flexibility instead of limitation. Business communication research keeps finding the same thing. Every extra sentence of justification lowers perceived confidence and competence. And honestly, you can hear it happening in real time. If it sounds negotiable, it becomes negotiable. So keep the structure clean. I can finish the report today, or I can take the new task. I can't do both well. Now the prioritization goes back to the other person, which is where it should have been from the start. This only works in healthy environments, and not every workplace is healthy. In good teams, clear communication reduces friction. In bad teams, boundaries expose power dynamics people were hoping would stay invisible. Some managers respect limits, some hear limits as disobedience. Watch what happens after. Not during, after. If someone responds with, "Wow, must be nice to say no," or "Everyone else is making sacrifices," or "I guess we know where your priorities are," that's not a scheduling conversation anymore. That's training you to stay compliant. Some managers don't want resolution. They want submission. You stop getting included early. Feedback becomes weirdly vague. Your work suddenly gets called difficult. Meetings happen without you. Those are signals too. And yes, bias changes how all this gets interpreted. A senior employee saying, "I don't have capacity for that," often gets seen as organized. A junior employee saying the exact same sentence can suddenly become, "Not collaborative, not committed enough, needs attitude adjustment." I've literally seen this happen inside the same company. Same sentence, different person, completely different reaction. A senior manager says, "Great boundaries." A junior specialist says the same thing. Concerns about team spirit. That's unfair. Still real. So adjust strategy to the environment you actually work in, not the fantasy version from company values slides. And sometimes direct language needs softer edges. Not weaker boundaries, softer edges. I learned that in corporate environments where no was treated like betrayal. So I didn't make my boundaries smaller. I made them slower. Instead of, "No, that won't work. Try. I don't think I can commit to that timeline responsibly." Same limit, less friction. And in political workplaces, that difference can become the gap between strong communicator and difficult to work with. Now, sometimes you can't delay the response, sometimes the mistake happens publicly, and waiting until later damages your reputation immediately. Then your goal is simple. Correct the information. Don't defend your emotions. So instead of sounding defensive, well, actually, I already explained this before, and honestly, it's frustrating because I wasn't even included early on. Say, "The timeline changed Tuesday. The current deadline is Friday." Or, "I joined after the scope changed." Then stop. Frustrating? Yeah. Still smarter. Bonus. The more you sound like a clean system log instead of an emotional argument, the harder it becomes to attack you personally. Annoying, but effective. One thing matters here. Don't rush the final words because the silence feels uncomfortable. Most people speed up right before the boundary lands. That's where the sentence loses authority. Slow the ending down slightly, then let the pause sit there. Most accidental negotiation starts with tiny words people barely notice. Maybe. Probably. I'll try. We'll see. Hopefully. Those words sound polite. But under pressure, they function like open doors. Every blurry boundary invites negotiation. That doesn't mean become cold, it means become precise. I can review this tomorrow morning, not tonight. I won't be available this weekend. I can join for 30 minutes, not the full call. No extra cushioning afterward. That's the part people struggle with most. Because silence feels dangerous socially, especially if you were rewarded your whole life for being easy to access. But watch what happens when you stop over-explaining. A lot of people suddenly reveal whether they respected you or just your availability. And this is where pattern recognition matters more than optimism. One bad day isn't a pattern. But if respectful communication repeatedly creates punishment instead of resolution, believe the pattern early. If interruptions keep happening only to certain people, pay attention. If mistakes from senior staff quietly disappear while yours become public discussions, take note. If respectful pushback suddenly changes how you're treated, don't ignore that either. Usually patterns are the truth, not promises. At that point, stop treating the situation like a communication puzzle you just haven't solved yet. Your strategy becomes protection. Document conversations, not because you're paranoid, because clarity matters. After verbal conversations, send short written follow-ups, just confirming Friday deadline. Scope includes XY is excluded. Keep timelines. Save messages. Avoid emotional confrontations without witnesses. Why? Because in toxic environments, your memory slowly becomes unclear, while their version magically becomes official. And quietly prepare mobility. Strengthen relationships outside the toxic chain. Update your resume before burnout hits. Take interviews before desperation makes decisions for you. Not every environment deserves long-term loyalty. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. Good. Discomfort usually means the pattern is changing. So say the sentence. Hold the pause. Watch the reaction carefully. And if respect consistently leads to punishment instead of resolution, believe the pattern early. Protect yourself. Document everything. Prepare your exit. Because if it sounds negotiable, it becomes negotiable. And not every workplace deserves your loyalty.